Before we begin to pray, let us say thank you to God for everything in our lives. He is the Savior, the King of Kings, the one who kept watch while we rested and gently awakened us into the gift of a new day. Let us always remember that prayer is very important, not merely a spiritual task to be completed, but a sacred invitation into divine presence. When we rise in the morning, we are not starting from scratch. We are stepping into mercy already prepared for us, stepping into grace that flows with the dawn, stepping under peace that has been set aside just for today. This is not just another morning, it is a holy beginning. Inhale deeply, let peace fill your lungs. Exhale slowly, let gratitude flow out from your soul. You are held, you are seen, you are already covered in what you need. John 14:27 NIV. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. These words are not just comforting, they are commissioning. Jesus offers us a peace that is unlike anything this world can deliver. Not temporary relief, not fragile calm, but divine tranquility that withstands turbulence. It is a peace not built on perfect circumstances, but on perfect love. It is a peace that silences fear and anchors the anxious heart. This peace doesn't need explanation, it just needs acceptance. Thank you for the spiritual vision to look beyond what I see, to notice more than the surface, to listen past the noise. Let my spirit remain sensitive. Let me pick up on the pain behind the politeness. Let me hear the need inside the silence. Let me respond not with assumptions, but with spirit-led compassion. Today I want to be deeply aware, not just of my surroundings, but of the sacred moments you've hidden in plain sight. Thank you for teaching me that peace isn't the absence of difficulty, it's the presence of trust. And trust is not a passive surrender, it is an active anchor. You anchor me in love that doesn't waver. In truth that doesn't shift, in goodness that doesn't expire. When my surroundings change, you remain, and that is enough for me to remain calm, steady, and whole. Thank you for softening the edge of my reactions. When the world shouts, teach me how to whisper grace. When things don't go as planned, teach me how to adjust without spiraling. Help me carry the deep understanding that peace is a choice. I don't have to be ruled by external conflict. I can carry internal stillness that refuses to be shaken. Thank you for reminding me that I was never meant to be everything for everyone, that it's not only okay but holy to have limits, that boundaries aren't barriers to love, they are the structures that make love sustainable. Show me how to discern where to pour and when to pause, when to respond and when to release. Protect my peace from unnecessary overextension. I trust that you will care for what I cannot. Thank you for making room for me to feel everything without judgment. For reminding me that I can be grateful and grieving, peaceful and processing, whole and still healing. There is no contradiction in being human, and you meet me in each emotional landscape with the same grace. You don't rush me to resolution, you simply sit with me until clarity rises like sunlight. Thank you for placing hidden blessings in this day that I haven't seen yet. The stranger who smiles, the phrase in a book that answers a private prayer. The quiet moment that resets everything. I don't want to miss any of it because I was too focused on what's missing. Let me carry eyes wide open with expectation, not for perfection but for presence. Thank you for the strength that emerges from stillness. I once believed that if I slowed down, I would fall behind. But now I know that in slowing down, I catch up to myself, to my own heartbeat, to my own soul. And in doing so, I catch up to you. Let strength arise today not from how much I can do, but from how often I return to stillness. Thank you for the discipline of pausing before speaking, for the moments you hold my tongue long enough for grace to take over. For the times you whisper wisdom before I respond. Teach me to speak words that invite life, words that diffuse anger, words that build trust. Let my mouth be a garden, not a weapon. Thank you for setting a spiritual rhythm over this day. A cadence of calm, a tempo of trust, a movement of mercy. Help me resist the pressure to rush, the temptation to perform, the expectation to do more just for the sake of doing. Let the beat of this day be orchestrated by your spirit. Let my actions be informed by your presence, not anxiety. Thank you for making room for joy, for holy laughter that erupts without permission, for smiles that stretch wide, for surprise moments of delight that come like soft confetti falling from the sky. Let joy be part of my daily nutrition, something I don't have to earn, just receive. Let me not feel guilty for feeling good. Joy is a fruit of the Spirit. May I feast on it freely. Thank you for reshaping how I see success. It's no longer measured by output but by alignment. Did I stay in sync with your spirit? Did I love well? Was I present? Did I choose grace over grind? If I did, then the day is already a success, regardless of what got checked off the list. Let this truth guard my heart from unrealistic expectations. Thank you for being patient with the parts of me that are still learning how to rest, for the moments when I reach for my phone before I reach for your word. For the days when I mistake busyness for purpose, you gently bring me back, not with condemnation, but with an invitation. Back to the quiet, back to the deep waters where peace flows like oil. Thank you for trusting me with another sunrise. Another chance to be kind, to grow, to begin again. Today is not simply an obligation, it's an offering, a chance to live open, to forgive quickly, to speak freely, to rest deeply, to remember that my worth was never up for debate. Thank you for washing over my heart right now with assurance. I feel your spirit like a soft wind reminding me that I am held, that I am known, that I am equipped, that I am exactly where I need to be. And if I'm not yet where I'm going, you are walking me there with unshakable love. So here and now, in this moment, still tender with morning light, I breathe in your presence, I exhale all pressure. I breathe in your peace, I exhale all fear, I breathe in gratitude, I exhale every burden. Lord, as this morning continues to stretch open like the petals of a flower, I remain here in quiet awe of you. There is more to release, more to receive, more stillness to enter. I have spoken of peace. I have poured out gratitude, and yet I feel another wave of devotion rising, one that calls me to remain in your presence and to bless you with the fullness of my soul. I want this day to be shaped not by circumstances, but by communion. So I continue, fully open, fully yielded. Thank you for inviting me to begin again, not just with a new day, but with a new mindset. I lay aside yesterday's residue. I do not carry over the heaviness of last week's fears. I do not bring into this sacred morning the offenses I could not resolve or the expectations I failed to meet. You are not holding a list of my shortcomings. You are not measuring me by my momentum. You are welcoming me with the same softness as you did the day I first met you. Help me welcome myself with that same gentleness. Thank you for honoring rest as worship, for showing me that I am not required to earn rest through exhaustion, that Sabbath is not a reward for finishing, but a rhythm for flourishing. Teach me how to pause before I am depleted, how to sit down before I collapse, how to say no without apology and yes with integrity. Help me choose rest when the world offers rushing. Let me become restful without becoming removed, quiet without disappearing. Thank you for healing the hidden conversations I've carried in my heart, the internal monologues, the anxious rehearsals, the spiraling what-ifs. You are the counselor who sits in the silence and unwinds my thoughts with truth. You do not dismiss the weight of my worries. You dismantle them gently with reminders of who you are, and in the echo chamber of my mind, you create sanctuary. Help me return there today when my thoughts begin to run ahead of grace. Thank you for reminding me that surrender is not passive. It is the most powerful position I can hold. When I kneel in heart, I rise in spirit. When I let go of what I cannot control, I receive what I could never produce on my own. Teach me to surrender with joy, not reluctance, with expectancy, not resignation. Let surrender become my doorway into deeper freedom. Thank you for making space for my questions without shame. You do not silence my inquiries. You welcome them. You know that trust is not afraid of tension. When I bring you the weight of my uncertainty, you respond not with rebuke, but with revelation. You do not give me every answer, but you give me yourself, and that is more than enough. Thank you for lifting the pressure to appear whole. You did not call me to be impressive. You called me to be intimate, and there is a vast difference. You are not drawn to the polished parts of me. You are drawn to the honest ones, and you keep returning to the places I would rather keep hidden, just to remind me that nothing disqualifies me from love. Thank you for leading me away from urgency and into unhurried grace, the kind that doesn't cut corners, the kind that takes the scenic route, the kind that is not interested in productivity for its own sake, but in transformation that lasts. Let me be content with slow fruit. Let me bless the ground while I wait for the harvest. Let me water with patience, not panic. Thank you for helping me make peace with the in-between. The unfinished stories, the paused prayers, the chapters that are still unfolding. I don't have to rush resolution. You do some of your best work in the middle. Let me not despise the waiting. Let me see it as holy ground. Thank you for helping me inhabit my body with kindness, for showing me that my body is not a problem to solve, but a place to dwell in with gentleness. Let me treat it with honor, nourish it with intention, respect it with patience. Whether it is full of energy or fatigue, I call it good, because you said it was, and I trust your words more than any mirror. Thank you for allowing me to name the grief I carry without pretending it's gone. Let me name it without shame. Let me feel it without drowning. Let me hold sorrow in one hand and hope in the other. This is the mystery of grace, that light and shadow can live side by side. And still, joy finds a way through. Thank you for breathing on the embers of dreams I laid down too soon. You do not forget what once made my eyes light up. You are not indifferent to the passions I buried when life got too loud. Gently, with timing only, you reignite what needs to burn again. Let this be the season I remember what I was made for. Thank you for whispering truth louder than fear. I've walked with doubt before. I know the sound of its voice, but now I know yours better. Fear shouts, truth whispers, but the whisper is weightier. Today, when fear tries to speak, I will lean closer to you. I will anchor myself in what does not shift. And I will speak aloud what you've said in secret. Thank you for giving me a heart wide enough to keep loving, even after rejection, even after disappointment, even after long silences, to keep opening my arms when others close theirs. To remain tender where the world has grown cold. Love will not run out, because you are love, and you do not grow weary. Thank you for the unexpected ways you remind me I'm not alone, a message I didn't ask for. A lyric I needed to hear, the way the morning light touches the wall just right. These moments are not accidents, they are divine interruptions, and I choose to see them, to mark them, to be moved by them. Thank you for giving me the courage to rest inside of mystery. I don't have all the answers, and I don't need to. I have you, and in you, there is a peace that outlasts explanation. I will walk forward today not because I have a full map, but because I trust the guide. Thank you for letting me simply be, not for what I produce, not for how well I perform, but just for being alive, for existing in this breath, for sitting here in awareness of love. Let this realization be the foundation of my joy today, that I am enough because you are enough in me. So once more, I breathe in peace, I breathe in mercy, I breathe in presence, and I exhale every weight that was never mine to carry. Let today unfold not by force but by flow. Let me walk softly, speak gently, love deeply, and rest completely, because I do not walk alone. Amen.